The emergency contraceptive pill is a birth control method used by women after having sexual relations. It consists of an extremely high hormone dose that can be composed of either by ulipristal acetate, which requires a medical prescription and can be taken up to 120 hours after having unprotected sex, estrogen and progestin, which are usually 2 doses of pills and can be taken up to 120 hours after the unprotected sex, and the second dose 12 hours after the first one, and levonorgestrel, which can be taken 120 hours after but are most efficient within the first 72 hours. The way this pill works is by delaying or inhibiting ovulation in women, or if the ovulation has already occurred by the time the pill is taken, it increases the viscosity of the vaginal mucus, making it significantly more difficult for the sperm to fertilize the ovum. Contrary to popular belief, this pill is not an abortive, since considering the way it works, it doesn't kill the existing fetus, but rather avoids it from being conceived. If a woman is already pregnant by the time the pill is taken, it will have no effect whatsoever.
Some common misconceptions we find about the emergency contraceptive are, for example, that it is 100% effective. It does have a high percentage of efficacy, however, it is not always possible to avoid fertilization. Taking the pill does not guarantee that you will be free from pregnancy because its effect decreases as the time after the unprotected sex passes. It becomes a 95% when taken in less than 24 hours, 85% between 24 and 48 hours, and up to 58% effective until after 72 hours have passed. Growing hairs, spots on the face, or pimples appearing is another myth people tend to believe. But on the contrary, there are contraceptive pills that are used to treat acne or hair growth in women who require contraception. Another usual misconception is the increase of possibilities of developing ovary cancer. It contrasts to what this myth proposes. The reality is that the consumption of the pill may actually decrease the possibility of said type of cancer. This is due to the fact that the OCV prevents cell proliferation in the fallopian tube thanks to its chemical composition.
It is scientifically proven that taking the pill the next day in frequent occasion does not cause any damage to health or serious side effects. However, taking it more than once in the same menstrual cycle can present complications due to high amounts of hormones contained in this pill. If a woman decides to do it regardless, the only risks that might be presented are the increased chances of suffering from side effects, such as nausea, dizziness, or simply feeling sick, as well as breast tenderness. However, what is worrying about ingesting the pill 2 or more times in the same menstrual cycle is the possible loss of its effect. In other words, it can cease to be efficient. Although it is unlikely to happen, it is a risk to be undertaken by not following the recommendations regarding this emergency contraceptive method. This information indicates that taking the pill for a second time will not cease to be effective if taken on different menstrual cycles, but might decrease its effect if taken on the same. Besides, it also affects the menstrual cycle directly by changing the time in which it takes place. This is due to the OCB's big hormonal containing chemical.
According to the information we find, there are 3 hypothetical cases about what might have occurred. The first situation is one on which John's girlfriend took the pill the morning after they had sex. However, the pill was not as effective due to it being the second time that she took it on the same menstrual cycle, and either the sperm managed to reach the ovum and fertilize it, or the ovulation process of John's girlfriend was not stopped. Therefore, what she feels are the symptoms that show that she is actually pregnant.
On a second hypothetical case, John's girlfriend likewise took the pill the morning after the intimate relation, it being the second time she took it on the same menstrual cycle. Regardless of the pill's effectiveness being reduced, it actually worked and managed to either reduce or completely inhibit her ovulation process, or to increase the viscosity of her vaginal mucus and successfully avoided the sperm to fertilize the ovum. indicating that what she is experiencing are the heightened side effects that are likely to occur under these conditions and not pregnancy.
The third hypothetical case that we believe might have occurred in the case that John's girlfriend might have taken the pill of the morning after, only not precisely the morning after. The case doesn't specify the exact moment in which John's girlfriend took the pill, meaning that she could have delayed a day or two before taking the pill, while it still would be the second time she took it on the same cycle, which would consequently reduce the pill's effect to little or none, and she will in fact become pregnant and experience its symptoms. We believe that the second hypothetical case is the one that has more probability to have happened. This is because even if it was the second time she took it on the same cycle, the pill needs to be taken more than 2 times in order to completely lose its effect, meaning there is a high probability of the pill stopping either the sperm from reaching the ovum or the ovulation process. This probability is, according to the statistics of percentage of effectiveness of the pill in matters of time between the unprotected sex and the consumption of the pill, 95% probable. This is due to the fact that she, as far as we know, took the pill in time and the pill wasn't exposed of her body. This will explain the side effect that took place, indicating that the main effect also did.